So in this next clip, we're going to talk about something that's seriously unfortunate but very preventable in multiple ways, if you ask me. First and foremost, you know, the price of beauty has gotten way too high. And I've mentioned this on videos before where you have people who are going to surgeons and getting BBLs in people's living rooms. And there's multiple cases of that. You got people going to people's garage to get all kind of procedures done, things that should be taking place in a medical office. But people do this because it's a cost efficient way to get it done. Now, just because it's cost efficient doesn't mean that it's safe. And you're going to see that in this next clip that we watch. There's the new trend coming about called vampire facials. Now, if you're like me, this is new. Vampire facials are where people get PRP, which is protein-rich plasma, injected into their face. Now, this should be safe because the process of a PRP, they take blood from you, they take it through a process, and they inject it back into you. And what this is supposed to do is get rid of wrinkles and fine lines and all these other things to make you look young. Now, the risk behind it is, what if the place you're getting this done is not sanitary? Well, in this next clip, we have people who actually got the worst case scenario where the place didn't do what they were supposed to do and they ended up paying a big price for it. So let's look at this clip, come back on the back end, and we'll talk about it.
CDC is now detailing what it says are the first known cases of HIV transmitted by so-called vampire facial injections. Have you heard about this? The agency is detailing 3 cases where women ended up being diagnosed with the virus, most likely after getting the treatment at an unlicensed spa in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The first case came up in 2018. Then another woman tested positive for HIV a year later, and a third case just last year. In a joint investigation by the CDC and New Mexico's health officials, investigators say they found a rack of unlabeled tubes of blood on a kitchen counter and in the fridge at the spa next to food and injectable anesthetics. They also allegedly found unwrapped needles in drawers, on counters, and in the trash can. Investigators say dozens of clients may have been exposed to HIV. Dr. Kavita Patel joins me now. Kavita, I got to say, I was scratching my head on this one. The owner of that spa has been sentenced to 2 years in prison. How do these so-called vampire facials work?
This is actually pretty straightforward. It might not be for everyone, but this has been going on, these vampire facials. More specifically, they use something called PRP, plasma-rich protein. The process is simple, Tom. They take blood from you and take it out from your arm, then take it into a machine, spin it, then take out the golden part of that blood, the serum, the protein-rich part, and then using microneedles, inject it back into other parts of your body, in this case, your face. And it can help plump up collagen. There's reports of it reducing fine lines, that type of thing.
Okay, so if somebody's injecting their own blood, then how are they getting HIV unless there's some sort of cross-contamination, right?
You hit the nail on the head. It's what the CDC found. You just described what is truly a nightmare for any infection control nurse, much less anybody who's a patient who walks in. But there are so many steps in that process: drawing the blood, making sure it's appropriately labeled, then taking out that kind of golden serum, and then even inject back into someone's face. So you could imagine, with all those steps, Tom, if you don't label something, you don't swap out the needles, you don't make sure you're using sterile procedures, then you can have kind of a maelstrom of bad effects. And in this case, unfortunately, HIV.
Imagine you go in for a procedure, trying to look young, trying to get rid of some imperfection that you're not happy with. And then on the backside, you come out and you have HIV. That's got to be devastating. If you put yourself in those people's shoes, your life has been altered forever, obviously. But it's a bad way to really go out. Now, I know, treatment for HIV has come a long way. People are living with it, right? That's all well and good. But still, to have it, it alters your life in a way that I couldn't even imagine. And I know I wouldn't want to be in that position. Is it worth it to really go out and get all these procedures done? Even where I work in my plaza, there's places where you can go to get vitamin B12 shots. You can get all kind of vitamins injected into you. Well, why do you have to have it injected to you? You don't know what these people are putting into you. All you know is you go there, they say they're going to do something, and they do it, and you believe it. To me, I think the risk is just a little too high. But y'all tell me what y'all think about this. Leave it down in the comments, and until next time, I'm out.
He opening up a can of worms like you could go viral tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Labor Lounge. We appreciate you. Labor Lounge, that's right, we can work it out. All that issue can't talk at work, we can talk about Labor Lounge.